During this very uncertain time, it's important now more than ever that we really take a step back and focus on not only our physical health, but also our mental well-being. What I want to share with you today are 10 self-care tips you can use to help get you through this pandemic. Tip number 1, spend some time in nature. Go for a walk around your neighborhood and spend some time outdoors. Of course, continue practicing social distancing if you're around other people, but definitely being outside in nature can be very calming and just overall great for our mental health. Tip number 2, expressive writing. Expressive writing is an evidence-based technique used to put your thoughts and feelings into words. This is a great way to check in with ourselves and see how we're doing. When you write, just write for yourself. Don't worry about spelling, grammar, or if it might make sense to anyone else. What you're doing here is just getting everything in your mind onto paper. If you're worried about someone finding it later, you can go ahead and shred it up and throw it in the recycling. You don't need to have a writing prompt, but if you need something, you might start off with writing a to-do list, or maybe with the prompt, today I feel ... and fill out the blanks. Tip number 3 is to set boundaries with work and with your friends, family. So this is for people who are able to work from home. I know not everyone is able to do that. My work, we started working at home last week, and I started getting messages. It's from 6 a.m. all the way to 10, sometimes 11 p.m. So that was really wearing down on my mental health. Maybe just setting aside a couple hours a day where you're completely off of your social media, off of the internet, where you can take some time for yourself. Tip number 4, set a routine. For being inside for days and days and days on end, each day can kind of blend into each other and you can lose track of what day it is really quick. What I recommend is setting some sort of routine as you normally would. I start off my routine with waking up, working out, then I make myself some coffee, set some goals for the day. What do I want to accomplish today? What are some personal needs I have for myself, physical, mental? I'll make sure that I pick out an outfit, brush my hair, go to sleep at the same time every night, wake up at the same time, just so you get into a nice routine, so you can still accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Tip number 5, still make it a priority and make that time to connect with people that are important to you, your family, your friends, co-workers, whoever that might be. We're humans, we're social creatures, we're meant to connect with other people, so we can definitely lose a lot of that by being cooped up in the house for extended periods of time. Maybe you don't have anyone necessarily to connect with. There are also great platforms where you can do that. One that I really like is called 7 Cups. You can chat with an experienced listener for a flat rate of $150 a month. You can be set up with a professional therapist and speak with them throughout the month. Just having someone to listen can make a really big difference. If you want to provide that service, you can go through some training and be an experienced listener too. You don't have to have the credentials of being a therapist. There's also a great app, it's also a website, it's called Meetup. Now it's being converted virtually, so what you can do is find groups for almost every type of thing that you might be interested in and join it, and then they'll have virtual meetings. So lots of opportunities to stay connected with each other, and I highly recommend to at least stay connected a little bit each day. It's going to be really important. Tip number 6, get in some oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone that's released when We do things like cuddle or through social interaction. It's known as the cuddle hormone. You can cuddle, of course, if you have someone else in your house, maybe a significant other that you can do that with. If you have a pet, petting your cat will release the hormone oxytocin. Giving yourself a hug can release oxytocin, and just giving your shoulders a little rub. Also, putting your hands under your armpits and kind of giving yourself a squeeze can release oxytocin. I know it sounds a little bit weird. I learned this technique from a fellow therapist at an anxiety workshop. Tip number 7, light a candle. So this can be used in a meditative way. When you light your candle, focus on the fire. Notice how the candle smells. The reason why this can be a form of meditation is because you're just focusing on one thing. You're focusing on being in the present moment. You're using all of your senses. Great meditative grounding technique. Tip number 8 is to laugh. Laughing decreases stress hormones and it increases feel-good endorphins. Putting a smile on our face, we are moving our muscles into that smile position, and that's sending a signal to release those endorphins as well. So whether or not you have something funny to watch, pull up some YouTube videos, go on Netflix, there's a lot of things to choose from. But tip number 9 is to do something creative. So I know not everyone is creative or describes themselves as being creative, but it can really be anything. Just the act of creating can again put us in the present moment and put our focus on what we're making. So it could be something like scrapbooking, drawing, painting, maybe making a Lego statue, trying out a new recipe. It's just a matter of trying new things out and focusing really on the process and not the ending of how that drawing might look or how that food's gonna taste, even though I'm sure you want it to taste pretty good if you're putting that time into it. And finally, tip number 10 is to be patient with yourself. Be patient not only with yourself, but also people around you. It's definitely a stressful time. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties. It's okay if you don't get everything on your to-do list done. Take breaks. Be kind to yourself. Think about the things that you're telling yourself. Would you be so hard on your best friend or disappointed with your best friend if they didn't get everything done on their to-do list? If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you've tried any of these and if they've worked, if they haven't worked. I hope you and your families are safe. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.